How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to some more Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. So we are finally gonna do Kryle's path, and I think I said in the previous episode that I've been theorizing that after we are done with Kryle's path, we're gonna be going to the Tower of Sot, which is where our little friend was captured. But then again, I don't even know what we're gonna do with Kryle. Hitting the books. What's up, Kryle? An unsettling change has come over Charlian, but together we will divine the underlying cause for the form's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the counselors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what or how little they are willing to divulge. Which is why I began scouring Charlian's archive of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice it to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day. But now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside Numenon. Exit the annex to the right, and you'll find the archives on the western edge of the woods. Boop, 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 boop. All right, let's go. And I have a monster. Let me open it up. This is very, very early still for me. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. This place is so pretty. It's so pretty. And you know what makes it even better? The music, man. Like, the music is super chill. I can see this honestly like as the background music of like streams and stuff. Is this where the camera like went inside and then went down to where Graha was in the trailer? My directions were easy enough to follow, I hope. In any case, you stand now before the doors of the Numenon, Charlian's grandest collection of books and tomes. I think it is. The building is actually only the entrance, and one of many at that, for the archives of Numenon extend deep beneath the surface like the roots of a tree. The vast halls of the great Gubal library pale in comparison to Numenon's endless maze of subterranean chambers. Any citizen of Charlian is free to enter and peruse the shelves. Well, most of it. Only Archons are afforded access to certain restricted vaults. I've dispatched Yustola and Raha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alice and Alfino will help me continue my search through the stacks open to the general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you are only permitted to browse the first floor here at the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books which touch upon Charlian history or foreign policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of those subjects will make it far easier to spot the sort of clues we are looking for. Let us be about, shall we? I've told the others to meet us at the stone benches over there. Once they found some promising tomes. Happy reading! Yay! Yay! Kryle, you have no idea how happy that makes me, Cap. There's a lot of books. Oh, but this is the area. This is the area where the camera like jumps down and goes into one of the... It goes into like through a vent and then through a door, and that's where Graha is like reading one of the books. And he's like, take care, my friend. Right? The title on the spine reads The Story of Charlian. Read the book? Yeah. Long ago, on an island on the northern sea, there lived a Rodigan man by the name of Nuncrept. Nuncrept was a student of astrology, and he divined that a flood of terrifying proportions would soon sweep over the lands of Eorzea. So it was that he built a gigantic ship, assembled a crew, and set sail for that imperiled realm. The flood arrived as foretold, and to the horrors, the strangely churning waters drove the people towards the ocean. It was there, however, that Nuncreft's crew hauled them aboard his ark, but the danger had not passed. A towering ray approached, threatening to smash the vessel to pieces. With only moments to spare, he wove a mighty spell of teleportation and shifted the entire ship to safety atop Abalatia's spine. Refugees from the surrounding regions huddled there alongside them, but it was not long before disputes over the dwindling supply of food led to violence and bloodshed. Saddened by his sight, he gathered to him his crew and his grateful passengers and abandoned the Ark. To those reddened peaks, they journeyed to the coast where they built a new ship, intent upon returning to the northern seas. They landed on the bench of an island and settled upon that very spot. That settlement prospered and grew, and in time it became the city of Charlian we live in to this day. Oh well, I'm gonna read the other books really quick and I'll be right back. Nice. I like it. This music. Oh, also it was Soken's birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Soken. Masayoshi Soken. Oh shit. Sorry, were you waiting long? I wanted to make sure I'd borrow at least a few promising volumes. Alfino and Kryl should also be along shortly. I was delayed in a similar fashion. As far as I could see, no titles in the Arkham stacks mentioned the final day specifically. So we have no choice but to start with the tangentially relevant tomes, if they are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare and share our discoveries as we make them. It would have been nice to invite people to the state. Plenty of comfortable places to read and a ready supply of hot tea. Oh, I was always quite fond of reading outside. But it's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home. It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and ask how things were. It seems our dear father has instructed the staff that even if Alfino and I were to return to Charlian, we were not to be allowed across the threshold. I gotta say, their father's a piece of shit. A harsh measure, indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position and that of the forum will perhaps lead to a reconciliation. We'll mend this rift one day, I'm certain of it. And what of you, Graha? Have you been to visit your family? Or do they not live here in the city? Ah, well, my situation is also somewhat complicated. I was raised in Charlian, yes, but I was born rather further away. I haven't heard this song in a while, dude. In the southern reaches of Ilsabard. In fact, for generations, my people have dwelt in Corvos, the coastal region opposite of the island of Damnir. The Allagans founded a city in that fertile land, and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of the Mikote to serve as laborers. Dude, just hearing this song gives me chills. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the fourth Umbra Calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign, and when the fifth Calamity froze the sea solid, many of the tribes still living in Corvus braved the journey back to Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain that they might prevent the remnants of Allagan technology from being misused. Isn't Corvus under Guardian rule? For the past 50 years, yes. Dude, this is bringing back memories of 5.3. Oh my god. This is bringing back memories of 5.3 at the top of the Crystal Tower, dude. It's the same fucking song. This isn't even sad. What the fuck? Some semblance of local culture remains, as is the case for most imperial provinces. But Garlemald renamed the region Locus Ammonius. It's crazy how music can transport you to like memories past, right? When I was a boy, a nearby town came under the jurisdiction of an illustrious imperial family, the nobles of House Darkness. House Darkness demonstrated a singular interest in Nalagan civilization, and so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. For some time already, voices had been raised in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Allagan Eye no longer passed to our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties to the knowledge and traditions of Allag. As the last child born with the Allagan Eye, I was given over to the custody of friends and the students of Valdician, who had me registered as a Charlian citizen. I never even considered. Forgive me, it was an unkind question. Even Tancred was taken in by Archon Luisua, was he not? Stories of adopted waifs and rescued orphans are more common among Charlians than you might think. Yet regardless of our origins, we are all provided with an equal opportunity to learn. And with sufficient perspicacity, we outsiders can even earn the vaunted title of Archon. This would have been so good voiced. This is exactly why I have such love for this country, and why I wish it to remain a nation of which its citizens can be proud. Hear, hear. Another good reason to get to the bottom of the forum's stubbornness, aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. I swear to God, this song is gonna make me cry in a scene that's not even sad. Excuse us while we try to make some headway into these books, Ria. More company should be arriving any moment now. Oh my god, I even got chills. What the fuck? Graha. What else do I know about Corvus? Precious little, I'm afraid. I haven't returned since Master Galuf first brought me here. I can tell you that Corvusite rebels still seek to slip the yoke of their imperial masters, though the fighting is far less fierce than it once was. Oh, and they have carpets. Flying carpets. The legends are quite extraordinary. So it's pretty much like fuck me. What's it called? Irabania. Where they still fight, but they are like losing their will to fight. There are others better suited to poring over old history books. So I thought I'd try my luck with more recent events. If I can find anything to better from the forum's baffling behavior. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna hide the log window. None of my friends are online right now. There we go. We've returned without selection. I'm sorry. Although I must say, the pickings were quite slim indeed. Mistress Kryl has already flicked through even history books devoted to disasters, and more than a few which barely made mention of them. As such, we will be looking into research papers on the Umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unexpected source. Speaking of which, might I ask you a few questions related to the final days? I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amaroth firsthand, and fear I may be overlooking critical details. my things. Now, where to begin? First things first, what kind of phenomena did the ancients encounter as the final days drew nigh? Holy shit, I don't remember much. It was the primals, right? Like Zodiac, and then they... Oh. Well, fuck me. The chaos of creation magics run rampant is what first comes to mind. Fear and despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors raining from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indescribable abominations prowling the streets. That more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the arts of creation had survived until the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyze. To the best of our knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Yustola surmises that the closest known magic is that of the summoning rituals promulgated by the ancients. Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days? God damn it, Alfino, suck a dick! They spoke of a keening sound that rose from the land itself just before our region was visited by catastrophe. We never did hear this sound ourselves, of course. Thrust as we were into the midst of the madness. So the ground was crying out, you say? To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive, and probably quite loud. I have to speak with one of Numenon's mammoths and ask after any books which make mention of such a sound. Last but not least, will you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take? That's when they summoned Zodiac. Yes, with Elizabeth serving as his heart, so many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. We don't know exactly how Zodiac brought salvation to the star, only that by his godlike will where the laws of nature sit all right. Then, once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls they intended to render unto Zodiac, a trade, quote-unquote, that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might it have, had Venat and his followers not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. Thank you both for the detailed review. I feel much more confident now in my understanding of events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telophoroi truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. We've seen what they're doing with those towers of theirs. Is forcing people to summon primals a kind of catalyst? Are they attempting to mirror the conditions which caused unstable creation magics? Most likely. Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech? A convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash. But this is all just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let us return our attention to the forum, shall we? We should keep an eye out for Yustola. But this time we began studying these research papers. Okay. Alfie! Many forum members are also researchers or professors. If they know aught of the final days, then that knowledge might suffice with their writing. That is my hope anyway. It really is comforting to have all these dedicated assistants on hand. Rather than... Right then. Enough chatting, more reading. I'm sorry. Where's my baby girl? Yistola's not coming. She can't get lost. Oh, there she is. I was gonna say, she can't get lost. I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Arkham stacks produced 1 or 2 possible useful books. But I wouldn't get my hopes up. Dude, I missed Yistola. If you recall, Oriange learned of the source's reflections from the Garen oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, that tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Gubal library. It is even less likely that knowledge of the Sundered World, not to mention the horrors of the final days, will be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholar to find. It stands to reason then that my colleagues, be they archons or counselors, should perforce by large ignorant of their subject. Yet when you confront the Master Fortunal with knowledge of the Telephoroi and the machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they pose a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know if the final days were truly upon us. Which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behavior, it is kept secret from the rest of the nation. Boom, boom. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. Oh no. She's like, I don't want to read. Damn it! I wonder how long is Crowl's hide. You labor for what feels like an age of Yistola's research assistants. Poor Rhea. Oh dear, you look exhausted, but what about your studies? Were you able to find any books on the subjects I mentioned? Fuck. Then the day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, a mammoth at the reference desk will point you in the right direction. For the moment though, I suggest you take a well-deserved rest. We might be occupied with our research for quite some time. I'm getting hiccups, damn it. Thank you for your help, but I think I can manage the rest without your assistance. If I were you, I'd still have a few quiet moments for myself. Thank you. Well, I did find one paper focused on the world before the advent of the first Umbral calamity, but it reads more like a work of fanciful fiction than an actual academic. I found naught of interest so far. I think Yistola might be right about not getting our hopes up. What? Ah, fuck! Ready for a break tea? A tea break? A break tea? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around for a bit. You know the last stand down in the harbor, don't you? Come and meet me near the outside tables. I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Let's go, Alice. As busy as ever, I see. How very Charlian that no gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? And I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Telephoroi. We might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? Alice is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with the quest. You can leave... Okay, it's the same thing. Wait, what? What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you'd like to share a table, then I respectfully request that you look elsewhere. You understand, sir. We were simply wondering if you knew of the Telophoroi. These enemies of peace have promised an end to all we hold dear, and... Wait, you're the House LABYRINTHOS girl, aren't you? And this woman with you is obviously a foreigner. I'd heard you were the zone for helping outsiders indulge their barbaric whims. And here you are giving truth to the rumor. I'll thank you to leave me be. I have not to say to the likes of you. Well, I must apologize. It was foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Come on, Ria. Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. Are you gonna be an asshole too? Yes, I don't believe I had the pleasure. Pray excuse the interruptions. But we were hoping you might share your thoughts on Telophoroi and their unconscionable plans. My goodness. My apologies, but I work in the offices of the forum. And if word reached Master... Oh god, I see. We're sorry to have bothered you. Well, she wasn't an asshole, which is good. Deacon. Welcome, madam. What can I offer you today? Wait, is that Mistress Alice I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of the Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion, in between lessons at the studium. That seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Alfino had set sail for Orsia, but then you never came back. Lately, there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything alright at home? Nope. It's complicated. And I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so frankly. Quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is House LABYRINTHOS. No matter how discreet Master Fauchenault may have been, news of your family's doings never stay secret for too long. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now, of all times? We have questions, and only Charlene has the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And that's what you were here to find? Information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there was more I could do to help. But maybe there is. You're a visitor of Charlene, are you not? Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're setting down the food, and you might just get the answers you're looking for. Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think? Do I get a maid outfit? That's the spirit. Pay attention now, and I'll explain where each of these dishes need to go. The tea set is for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. The omelette is for one of our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gicia. She's sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. Behind them, you should see a Mikote gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Got all that? If you're not sure, just ask and I'll explain again. Good luck. Damn it, I don't remember anything. Where's my maid outfit? Okay, let's see. Let me see if I have anything more appropriate for a maid. I can give them some fan service. Yeah. Oh, wait. How does this look? Excuse me, sir. Did you order some tea? Hello. Tea set. Oh, my tea set. Lovely. Thank you. Hello. I'm sorry. I'm almost naked. The tailor for who? I'm sorry. I've never heard of them or their final days. My friends and I. Okay. Do you want your food? Can you tell me some more? Dance. Where's my dance? Can you give me some information, please? I'm so sorry. Oh. I'm sorry. Here you go. You have no idea how long I've scrimmed and saved up and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. The final days, this is the first I've heard of it, although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. It must be a busy time to be a gleaner. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of a sort. Travel the world procuring things that we haven't got here in Charlian. Priceless books, unusual live specimens, and so forth. So named for the folks who trail after the reapers in the field. Picking up every grain which was missed, by all accounts gleaned, is a most meticulous and demanding profession. If these Telephoroi make good on their audacious threats, then many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harbor and you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before. Not like this. Thank you, good sir. I may proceed to go back to... Alize. I forgot her name. And to change, that is. Thank you. A little bit. Like, I didn't learn necessarily anything. But I learned about the gleaners. Here's a cup of coffee I promised. Wait, we're not gonna sit down and drink and have a talk? A girl talk? But let's enjoy our drink somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind the peristyle, away from the gossips and the waging tongues? Yes, please. It's my nephew's birthday today. Happy birthday, Joey. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Charlian?
Yeah.
Grahas said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been, how being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family.
True. That is true.
If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
Oh, are those the gleaners?
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos.
Labyrinthos.
A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility.
Oh.
Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by
Is it
boat.
the place where there's like a dome with the sky?
Wait, didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual?
Yes.
Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the forum is
Oh
planning.
god, are we gonna sneak in? Are we sneaking in? Let's fucking go. A seat at the last stand. I'm not gonna lie. I am super cold, dude. Baby girl. A labyrinthine descent. Are there gonna be monsters in Labyrinthos? Like enemies around the world? The area? Is it an open area? Or is it a dungeon? Or is it, what is it? I don't know. We should tell the others what we learned about the Gleaners. Go on ahead to the Numenon, and I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickin will want his cups back. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Follow Alice and try to not fall behind. Okay, baby, let's go. Jesus Christ, can you walk any slower, Alice? It's pleasant here among the trees, but we should really move along. Oh no. Now we run. Try to keep up. Girl! Hurry! Boom, boom. Keep to the path. Straight ahead. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. We cross this bridge. You know, they could have just given me like a marker on the map. Up here. So I'm guessing we're gonna go to the Hall of the Artifice. I'm assuming. The Rostra. Not so far now. Yep. Yep. Boom, boom. Pew, 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 pew. we are. Through this door and down the stairs. You did remember to attune to the shop back there, didn't you? It will make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. I have done that before. There we go, and now we can go inside the door and down the staircase. And I have to sneeze. I've not been to Labyrinthos in the longest time. Even as a student, my visits were few and far between. You didn't take a wrong turn into the restaurant there, did you? I doubt the forum would take kindly to you barging into a private session. How did the forum learn of the final days, and exactly how much do they know? More to the point, what do they intend to do about it? Hopefully the answer to at least one of those questions lies below. I'm guessing the rostra is where all the members of the forum are, and that's where Yustola like walks down like the spiral staircase and talks shit to like all of them. We are all here now, yes? I've taken the liberty to securing a permission for the group's descent. Right, everyone onto the lift, and down we go. Oh.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves.
This place is so pretty.
And this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Labyrinthos. So, okay, so this is basically like another city. Right? That's the vibe that I'm getting. I thought it was gonna be like an open area with like enemies and stuff, but I don't think it is.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
That's wild.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
I feel like this is what we're gonna end up doing in real life.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I fucking love cryo. Uh-oh.
Ugh. Did you call to me just now?
What the fuck? The echo.
No.
Oh my god, I got chills.
I must be a bit dizzy from the descent.
Please don't let anything happen to her.
I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
I wonder if these are like side effects from when she was captured in Girdabania. Do you guys remember? Because she was captured in Girdabania right? And here not amigo. Remember? And then I'm pretty sure they used her echo to devise the other echo, the one that the other chick has. But I wonder if she's like experiencing side effects, or if she's like connected to this other chick or to Xenos in some way, right? Because now that we know that Xenos also has the echo, and he even has the fucking Sharingan eye. Excuse me, are you a gleaner? If you don't mind. What up? Oh, my first male bunny that I see in the story. You here to help or give me more headaches? Because you don't have the look of a gleaner, and I'm in no mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into the pile of crates. Now I have a pack of marmots running loose. Your exchange with Aaronville has taught you about exhausted gleaners. Nice. Okay, so my first interaction with a male Vieira wasn't that pleasant. Bender, ooh. Tieve. Let me think. The Rhea seeds should be item 1058, cumin seeds 1059, snurble berry 1060, or were they 1061? Ah, my head feels like it's stuffed with moko grass. Moko. I'm not gonna lie. Moko in Spanish, it's a booger, like a nose booger. Why more loads to take out than I can carry in? Why do all this at once and risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the coercing carrots for the gear? Okay. Do you know what I'm wondering? Now that I see them... I wanted to write it. Now that I'm seeing this, they're making me feel like they are preparing for the final days, because they know that the world is gonna go to shit and the world is gonna end, and they're stacking up provisions so they can stay down here. Can you imagine letting the world burn while they stay down here? I don't know if that's gonna happen or if that's what they're thinking, but that's the vibe that I started to get. I've not been down here in an age, and I wish to get my bearings before I went bumbling about. From what I can see, however, this is not obviously out of place. It seems we shall have to resort to discreet inquiries as usual. I know, baby. This song is giving me vibes from Titania. Any luck, Rhea? What tales did the gleaners have to tell? These. So this grand operation began without warning, and for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. We were right, the forum is definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. And that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow or whenever I upload the next video of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Peace out.